Post-Mauryan Age. Part 2. Parthians. Parthia is an ancient land corresponding roughly to the modern region of Khorasan in Iran. The Parthians ruled from 247 BCE to 224 CE, creating a vast empire that stretched from the Mediterranean in the west to India and China in the east. East of the Caspian Sea there emerged from the steppe of Central Asia a nomadic Scythian tribe called the Parni. Later called the Parthians, and taking over the Seleucid Empire and fending off the Romans, they established themselves as a superpower in their own right. The Parthian Empire was founded by Arsaces I of Parthia, when he rebelled against the Seleucid Empire. The Parthian kingdom had its reach from Turkey to eastern Iran. History. Gondophares at around 20 to 10 BC, made conquests in the former Indo-Scythian kingdom, perhaps after the death of the important ruler Azaz. Gondophares became the ruler of areas comprising Arachosia, Sistan, Sindh, Punjab, and the Kabul Valley. After the death of Gondophares I, the empire started to fragment. Later, the name or title Gondophares was adapted by Sarpedonnes, who became Gondophares II and was possibly son of the first Gondophares. After a short reign, Sarpedonnes seems to have been succeeded by Orthanes, who became Gondophares III Gadana. Religion. Unlike the Indo-Greeks or Indo-Scythians, there are no explicit records of Indo-Parthian rulers supporting Buddhism, such as religious dedications, inscriptions, or even legendary accounts. Also, although Indo-Parthian coins generally closely follow Greek numismatics, they never display the Buddhist Triratna symbol, apart from the later Sasas, nor do they ever use depictions of the elephant or the bull, possible religious symbols which were profusely used by their predecessors. Hence, they are thought to have retained Zoroastrianism, being of Iranian extraction themselves. Further, coins of the Hindu deity Shiva have also been found issued in the reign of Gondophares I. Architecture. Buddhist sculptures. The statues found at Sirkap in the late Scythian to Parthian level 2, 1 to 60 AD, suggest an already developed state of Gandharan art at the time or even before Parthian rule. A multiplicity of statues, ranging from Hellenistic gods, to various Gandharan lay devotees, are combined with what are thought as some of the early representations of the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. Today, it is still unclear when the Greco-Buddhist art of Gandhara exactly emerged, but the findings in Sirkap do indicate that this art was already highly developed before the advent of the Kushans. Other known facts. Local and foreign texts and also artifacts have proved useful in knowing more about Parthian history, but there is still a lot left unknown. Further, the Chinese explorer Zhang Qian described Parthia as an advanced urban civilization. Trade between India and China was flourishing under the silk trade route. Parthians were known to supply Chinese silk to the Romans. Sakas. Introduction. Indo-Scythians is a term used to refer to Scythians, Sakas, who migrated into parts of Central Asia and northwestern South Asia, from the middle of the 2nd century BCE to the 4th century CE. Generally, they were pastoralists and good horsemen. They often attacked sedentary societies with the intention of acquiring pastoral grazing land and livestock, typical cattle-centric steppe nomad behavior. Following the death of Alexander the Great and the gradual diminution of his eastern empire, the Sakas infiltrated those lands to create states of their own. History. According to historians, the first Saka king in India was known as Mauryan or Moga. He established his power in Gandhara and spread out his power and supremacy in almost all regions of northwest India. He defeated the Indo-Greek territories, in modern Pakistan, and established his governance as far as the river Jhelum. Mauryan was succeeded by Vanwans, 75–65 BC, who ruled along with his brother. The brother was succeeded in turn by his son, Spalagadames, 50 BC, who ruled areas between Central Asia and South Asia. Extent and expansion. The Sakas ruled over the northwest frontier, and in Punjab, Sindh, Kashmir, western Uttar Pradesh, Saurashtra, Kathiawar, Rajputana, Malwa, and the North Konkan belt of Maharashtra. They also fought against the Satavahanas in India, and later entered into matrimonial alliances with them, furthering their own integration into Indian society. Benefiting from their earlier interaction with the Greeks, The Sakas kings employed the Greek system of rule and appointed kshatrapas, satraps, governors, to govern each region. The Sakas were later overpowered by the Kushans when they succeeded in taking control from the Sakas. The Indo-Scythians and Buddhism. The Indo-Scythians seem to have been followers of Buddhism, and many of their practices apparently continued those of the Indo-Greeks. Excavations at the Butkara Stupa in Swat, region in Pakistan, by an Italian archaeological team have yielded various Buddhist sculptures thought to belong to the Indo-Scythian period. The Mathura lion capital, which associates many of the Indo-Scythian rulers from Maues, mentions a dedication of a relic of the Buddha in a stupa. Indo-Scythians in Indian literature. The Indo-Scythians were named Shaka in India, an extension on the name Saka used by the Persians to designate Scythians. Shakas receive numerous mentions in texts like the Puranas, the Manusmriti, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Mahabhasya of Patanjali, the Brihat Samhita of Vraya Mihira, etc. Decline of Shaka. The Saka Empire started declining after their defeat at the hands of the Satavahana Emperor Gautamiputra Satakarni. Eventually, the Saka rule in northwest India and Pakistan came to an end after the death of Azaz II, 12 BC, when the region came under the Kushanas. Thank you.